Good morning, Magic players. Welcome to the morning show where we discuss all things Magic. Get your questions fired up. Let's have a great discussion this morning. And you better believe we're going to talk Modern Horizons 2. And this is also the place for Decklist reviews. So if you've got a 75 you'd like some feedback on, you better believe that this is the place to showcase it. Both myself and the committee would love to give you some feedback. So brew up your coffees and let's brew up some Magic. Welcome to Coffee and MTG for May 19th, 2021. I am your host, Nikachu, the Merfolk Master. Good morning, everyone. Oh, good morning to all the regulars. We got Fraser, T, Frederick, Michael, Steven, MTG Box, James, Jake, Welton Wash, the Scrub and Scrubs, Gustavo, Andreas, Cody, Vielke, Racing Tog, James, Papa, Joe, King. Who else we got here? We got Bruno, Steve, Dexter Johnson, Devin. Oh yeah, there might be a ban announcement here. There was I don't think I can find the. Well, I'll look for it. Yeah, I got my coffee. Got my coffee. My hair's washed. I'm good to go. I am good to go this morning. So actually, there is a little bit of a news about. Where is it? There's probably going to be a BNR announcement today. Maybe, I don't know why it would be today though. So someone discovered that there is, oh yeah, it is today because of the date that was in the URL. Can't remember her name. This is escaping me right now. Who posted this link on Twitter? I'm looking for it, but the point is there was some, I don't even know how people discover this. Maybe there are people out there that are constantly looking up the URL for a banning and restricted announcement every single day until that there's something. So there was like a page that people had no access to, but it was there. Oh, Racing Tog, I am new here. YYC represent Paper Magic soon. It sounds like they're going to try to roll Paper Magic out pretty quickly. Like, I mean, it looks like Paper Magic's coming sooner than I thought. When everyone's double vaccinated, double protected, double the fun. So yeah, there might be a historic banning coming. Might happen as we are streaming this today. But I would love to show you the page. Hold on. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so Emma Partlow says on May 26th we'll be showing. Whoops, no, this is the wrong announcement. Where is it? Okay, there we go. She gives a lot of great news. Follow Emma for all sorts of MTG news. Anyway, well, this is wild. Your URL is live for a BNR announcement tomorrow, which is today. You can't see the content, but it exists. Historic tainted pack, Thassa's Oracle ban incoming, perhaps. So I guess it was found on Reddit, and here is the URL. Access denied. You are not authorized to access this page, which means that there is something here. They're going to do something. I have a question for the community, though. Why are they banning something tomorrow? I thought we're supposed to be banning things every Monday. Is there a very big historic event happening like this weekend or something that they're trying to prepare for? Or are they like trying to ban something before they get too many people buying into the wild cards for this deck? This is a wild deck. It's got like a bunch of crap one-ofs. It's got a bunch of useful one-ofs as well. So going to be a BNR announcement today. See, it's in the URL. May 19th, 2021. So it's supposed something spicy gonna happen. Something, and it says banned and restricted announcement. Maybe pre-ban for new product. we have play tested this enough inside R&D, and we have decided to ban this. That'd be something like Lutri when it came out. You know, it was revealed and then snap banned within the Commander community. Arena patches and updates are Thursdays. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. I don't think that changes much. Like, maybe that's the case. Like, why have it every Monday for eternity and now all of a sudden emergency ban? So, I mean, I don't know what card they're going to axe. They could take Thassa's Oracle. Probably the Pact is the one to go. I mean, that's the problematic card. Thassa's Oracle did nothing wrong, and if nothing else, like, someone might be able to use the Pact in another way to win somewhere in the future. The ban is not to save players wildcard / money. Well, I mean, historically, that's the case. Maybe they're waking up to the idea that maybe they want to save some people some money. Well, yeah, well, that's the sort of thing I'm asking. Is there a big historic event? Because otherwise, well, I don't know. I'm not paying attention to the historic events. But anyway, that's some news. All right, we got some other news here today. James Chilcott from MTG Critics said, well, so this went up on TCG and then came down today. So TCG player made an oopsie. They had a little bit of an oopsie here. I guess you can't read this very well. But I can't zoom in very well either. What have I done? Well, you're just going to have to take... Okay, it basically goes over the Modern Horizons 2 product. Like, it's a pre-sale information thing. I don't even know how they accidentally released that. Man, was it on purpose? Was it on... Did they make the hype? Is just this a hype thing? There's not much to go on. There is one useful piece of information here. Get your hands on powerful cards designed for Modern, plus 42 new to Modern reprints. So they're going to pump 42 cards from the Legacy era into Modern. Show-stopping artist treatments, enemy color fetch lands, now go build something awesome. And they also reveal that there's going to be etched cards, etched foiling, the old 1 to 2 extended art cards, 3 foil etched cards, your shortcut to the hottest cards. They also very specifically said that this is basically a Commander set. Where did they mention Commander? Modern Horizons returns with a treasure trove of tools for Modern and Commander players to build, tinker, and perfect the decks of their wildest dreams. Showcase Hoarder, Spreadsheet, Theory Crafter, Squirrel Deck Commander fan. No matter what type of Magic player you are, Modern Horizons 2 has something for you. Wow, it's like they have everything except for the Modern players. No, okay. It's well, previews. I guess previews don't really start tomorrow. They're gonna release. I think Wizards is releasing something on the 20th, and then on the 24th, they really start going heavy with the spoilers. I mean, I'm not going to make a big deal out of this. But I couldn't help but notice. Oh, where is it? Where to find Modern Horizons 2? Here we go. So, as usual these days, Wizards likes to give you an idea where to find the previews. So, like, you can, like, I don't know, camp out the social media of those content creators to get those cards. I mean, I could be wrong, but I've gone through all these content creators. Like, all these content creators are getting Modern Horizons 2 cards. Almost none of them are Modern players. It is all Arena and Commander. I don't think there is one exclusive Modern content creator on here. I haven't gone through all of them. There's a lot of them that I've never heard of, but I've been clicking on the links. I'm like, they are just Commander players. There's tons of Commander, tons of Arena on this list. And the very few ones that do have something to do with Commander, do have something to do with Modern, are also very heavily into Commander. So this is like they're marketing way more to the Commander community more than the Modern community. It's all Commander and Arena. Oh, except for maybe Modern Magic. But wow, a subreddit gets a preview card. Anyway, I like there are so many good content creators that could get preview cards. You know, Aspiring Spike. If you want diversity, you got Matthews34 from Brazil. He's a Twitch streamer, running pretty strong. Dedicated to Eldrazi, Tron, and Modern. But you know, the format that this ideally this set is made for, why they're reprinting cards, you know, old cards, it's for Modern, and they should show a little bit more respect, I would think, to the Modern community. After all, it is the Modern streamers, the Modern content creators that's keeping this this format, keeping it strong. Its community is way stronger than, say, Pioneer. A lot of people think Pioneer's dead because its community is a lot weaker. But because the Modern community is so damn strong, that because the Modern community is so strong that they make dedicated product for us. Make dedicated product. Anyway, just I mean, not that I'm expecting any preview cards. I'm not. But at the very least, you know, people within my, you know, the Modern circuit, the Modern community definitely deserve something. Just heads up, Wizards, you know, show the respect to the Modern community that you're building, marketing, and selling this product to. I understand you also, you know, threw in some, it's also for Commander, so you can have the Commander players in there, but for almost no Modern, like no dedicated Modern players. There are a few Modern, like, you know, I think they have Masters of Modern on here. They have Pleasant Kenobi. These are definitely Modern players, but they're also heavy into Commander now. And they're also very heavy into Commander. I don't particularly need preview cards. Well, this is a difficult thing. Last I heard, he might have been denying preview cards. That's a possibility. So it's hard to tell. I mean, I don't know. I don't talk to the professor or anything like that. But I've heard, I might be wrong, but I think he has denied preview cards in the past. They want to give, so we don't know if he didn't get one or maybe he denied the preview card. He's a big YouTuber. He's the biggest. He's the head honcho around here. You want the prof to preview your card? You got to pony up something here. He's the prof. He don't do nothing for free around here. Show respect to the professor. Anyway. I think a slight misstep in my opinion by Wizards' part. It might have to do with, like, maybe not all of the big Twitch streamers have the biggest social medias off, but no, I don't think that matters. Like, there's a lot of them with really healthy Twitter accounts, semi-healthy YouTube channels to post the preview cards. All right, let's go look at some questions if there are any. Okay, King Billiam asks, oh, by the way, everyone, you want to be part of Coffee and MTG, get your questions answered. 3 question marks before the question, 3 question marks after the question helps me find your questions amongst all the comments that I'm getting flooded with here on my YouTube channels and a Facebook fan page that I'm all hosting live. King Billiam, with Shardless Agent being questioned for the coming in Modern, do you think it will have a significant impact? Could we see a new Jund in Bug or Rug build with Ancestral Vision? Maybe. I do think we'll see a new Jund-like deck, a new value-like deck. I think it most definitely, most definitely, we are going to see new archetypes made with Shardless Agent. There's too much value in this card to ignore it. For a 3-mana card to get your, like, really good 2-drops, I think is great. Now, Ancestral Vision, I don't know about. That is great value when you hit it, but when you don't, it can be, like, slow and clunky. Ancestral Vision is just really slow for Modern, to be honest. It's like a really slow card. But maybe we'll have to wait and see. I definitely think Shardless Agent is enough to make people move in the direction of the Simic and the other variations between Rug, Sultai, and so on. Or Teamer and Sultai. Notice how we don't use Rug. Or sorry, we don't use Teamer, we use Rug. I got used to Sultai, though. It's better than Bug. Mauricio, hello, Fishlord. How do you think Boomer Jund is today? It's You know what? It's probably suffering. I don't think that you're doing very well against a Niv Delight decks. I don't think they do very well against Amulet. I don't. They probably do their best against Prowess. They may or may not be able to grind through Heliod because, I mean, if Heliod is on the battlefield first, you can't interact with it. And then when they play Spike Feeder, you might be up Schitt's Creek and trying to, like, interact with infinite life gain. So Boomer Jund is, like, of course, it's always playable. If you play a big event, you're going to play against a lot of other stuff, but it's definitely having trouble against, I think, the top decks. Its one plus side is probably it probably has a decent prowess matchup. Where are we here? Thassa did nothing wrong in Historic or Pioneer. That's right, nothing wrong. Don't you be touching our Thassa's Oracle. Although, you got to admit, like, if there's going to be a combo deck, it's always going to be built around Thassa's Oracle. Like, this is not the last we've heard of Thassa's Oracle, you know? Geo asks, do you think that Vampire needs something that creates card advantage? Token, for example. The other decks have Wrenn and 6, Stoneforge, Bloodbraid Elf. Not really. I think the deck needs more resilience and maybe a little bit more power to close out games. Or at least, like, maybe it needs more, like, undying creatures or something. Card advantage is not bad, but it has some already. It has some with the Undead Augur, right? No, Undead Augur is a zombie. You're right. Vampires is lacking in the card advantage department. It could use something. Like, if there was something out there, it could use it. Wrenn and 6 is not the greatest card advantage, in my opinion. It's card advantage for sure, but I don't think it's the most amazing thing because it's still very clunky. Vampires will not want card advantage at the expense of being clunky. I'll just say that. So it's got to be like Silver Gillidapt, where you put a body on the battlefield and you're drawing cards at the same time. Number asks, important things from TCG Player Leak is that there are Old Border Modern Horizon 1 cards and also Dak and Blackblade confirmed as a Planeswalker. Correct. That is correct. Get your Dak and Blackblades. What do you think about Symmetry Sage in a Prowess build? Flying has been huge for... Is it Blitz? Yeah, but only because it's built in? Symmetry Sage does not attack flying. Whenever you cast or copy a spell, instant or spell, target creature you control has base power 2 until end of turn. The problem is that can't scale. Like, it only has base power 2. So, like, the more spells you cast, the more... Like, it's not a flying clever Lumimancer. So, overall, not good enough. Flying is great, but not for 2. Like, the idea... Prowess is prowess because it can deal, like... The creatures can deal 4, 5, 6 damage in a turn. This can only do at most 2. Does this mean the Merfolk on the Modern Horizons 2-pack could be a legendary Merfolk? We know it's going to be a legendary Merfolk god. Oh, no. Oh, actually, no. I don't know. I know there's going to be a legendary Merfolk god in the set. I don't know if the creature on the Merfolk on the pack is that god. Oops, I accidentally skip over some. Hey, Nikachu, you should do a show with the professor. Only what the professor asks me for a show. I know it was some time ago, but did you check out the Merfolk deck getting 14th in a recent Modern Challenge? Thoughts on the list? It was a Lurrus list? I think I know what you're talking about. It was a Lurrus list. I have no particular thoughts. I wait for a deck to show some more consistency in its results. Otherwise, it's like, you know, sort of a one-shot deal. I think it's interesting, though. It is a hassle. I noticed even with my own Azorius Merfolk deck, it's fine playing a 3-mana creature if you already have it in your hand. You just take the Vial up to 3 and put it in play and get value. But with Lurrus, it's really awkward because you have to pay 3 mana, then you have to get in play, and then sometimes you want to wait to get in play because if you like Violet in play immediately, then they kill and you get no good value out of it. So it's really clunky. Whereas if it were already in your deck, that might be more appealing because you take up the Vial to 3, play the Lurrus, immediately get a Lord from the graveyard or a Silver Gillidapt or something, and it might be way more impactful than grabbing it from your sideboard. I already answered this question. Please, people, don't ask questions twice. If I don't get to it, I don't get to it. There's always another day. Unbanned Splinter Twin tomorrow. Splinter Twin spoiler tomorrow in Modern Horizons 2. Well, they printed Splinter Twin in Modern Masters and then they banned it. So I doubt it's going to be showing up in Modern Horizons 2. I guess it could. I guess it could. What was the name of the Eldrazi streamer? Matthews34. Let's go look for him on Twitch. Hold on. Hope I'm spelling his name right. Google's not giving me. Is it Matthews with a Z? Is it SZ? Is it 43? Someone help me. What's this? I sort of know what his name is, but at the same time I don't. Oh, Racing Tog with the super chat. Thank you very much for the super chat. Think they break Pauper with Modern Horizons 2 like last time? It's very possible. Like, you know, I didn't think about Pauper, but especially when you're talking about Modern, like I'm certain cards are going to get banned from Modern because they're just going to throw an influx of super powerful cards. Things are going to shake up really hard. Of course, they can never balance the format. So, you know, people are going to get hurt. People are going to get hurt. And I'm not talking about cards getting banned. I'm talking about like decks getting like crushed under other new decks. So the same thing's probably going to happen to Pauper. You know, you're going to introduce a bunch of new cards to Pauper. It can give rise to an archetype that really needed help. And then, well, anyway, I do believe that it is going to be within such an influx of new, like really good new cards at the same time. And ideally, they're probably going to be powerful cards. Like they're not going to give you the crappy commons that you get from a new set, you know, that are watered down. They are going to give you they'll give you uncommons downshifted to common. You know what I mean? They'll pick the really good. They'll pick like really good uncommons that they think, you know, this could be thrown into Pauper. I don't know how the Pauper community feels about that. I mean, it doesn't feel very organic, in my opinion. I mean, they do shift rarities in future sets, so it's not unheard of, but it definitely feels very forced in this case. Like they're doing it specifically for the Pauper community. Maybe for draft reasons, but I think it's more forced than usual. Thanks for the question, though. Oh, Matthews F. That's the missing ingredient. Thank you very much, Mauricio. I still can't find him, damn it. Oh, it's 34. I would have this guy on my stream, but the problem is he, I don't know how good his English is. He seems to exclusively speak in, I believe, Brazilian Portuguese. Just see a random piece. He's an Eldrazi Tron Master. I've never beaten him. I played him like 12 times in leagues. I have a 0% record versus him, which I feel is very unlucky. Like, even if you assume it's a bad matchup and he's a better player than me, that doesn't mean anything. I should win at least once. So I have a 0% record. That's BS, in my opinion. Great player, though. Worthy of a preview card. It's got my seal of approval. Where are these questions? I'll just start here. So if somebody asked this, but creature type Merfolk God. Yes, it has been spoiled by Mark Rosewater that there is going to be a Merfolk God coming up in the next set. So all I can say is I won't believe it till I see it. I'm hopeful that this is going to be a very good, unique card for the Merfolk deck. But like, what can I say? Like, Wizards has a habit of not really giving us anything useful for the actual Merfolk archetype. It's for like it's either going to be a Merfolk for some other deck, or there's a very big risk this is a commander card. So I'm hyped, I'm excited, but I am not going to give my hopes up. Just put it that way. RG, I know it was some time ago, but did you check out? I did, or maybe I went through these questions already. I went too far. Teamer Cascade could be a real thing if there's going to be Shardless Agent. Definitely. Especially, people love the blood, the concept, the idea. Bloodbraid Elf into Shardless Agent, into Ancestral Vision. It's like the dream, you know? It's the dream. People want to live those dreams. Ranmu, K Nikachu, heard you hate Lantern Control. What do you think about Angel Duff's Wurza with a Lantern Bridge package? Let's see if I can find this user. I think Wurza is a very underrated archetype. I don't know about, look at, and this, look, this is a Wurza master here. Someone said, you know, Wurza's not dead. And I, by all means, don't think Wurza is dead. I think people just abandoned the idea that Urza is good. Oh, there's no more Arkham's Astrolabe. Screw Urza. You see, people just want free, easy wins. And suddenly when the deck is a little bit difficult, now they got to turn their brain on. They're like, no, this deck is unplayable. So we got someone proving Wurza's not over yet. So we've got 4-color Wurza, which is the class. Oh, yeah, going into the bug colors. It's got a little bit of control here, but it actually is. This is actually more Lantern. It's more Lantern than Wurza, in my opinion. So you got the Lantern of Insight. Actually, it's a good mix. It is a good mix. This is very smart. Best way to adapt Wurza. It's like the old. Is it even Wurza? Well, I guess it technically is Wurza. We've got the, and yeah, we have the Thopter Foundry combo. Only 2 Urzas though. What kind of Wurza is that? But whatever. It's a random win condition. I like the list. What this player needs to do to really get this deck on the map, though, is a finish in a modern challenge for people to really pay attention to it. Because whenever it's a 5-0, it's like, got lucky. Shows up in another 5-0, it got lucky. So it needs a open challenge finish to at least get people's attention. This could be a very serious deck, though. So for everyone, thank you for bringing it to my attention. Everyone is like asking me, is Lantern Control have a chance? And the answer is no. But this is not really Lantern Control. Well, I guess it is. It's so close. You know what? There's a lot of parallels to. This is actually more Lantern Control than it is Wurza for the most part. It's like Lantern Control, but they replaced like Mox Opal with the. What is the other deck called? What was the prison? The mono. It was a prison deck. It was like the ult. I think it was just called I don't want to call it Wurza though. Prison, that's what it was called. So this is like Lantern Control, Prison. Hey, we both got shafted recently with the Mox Opal banning. Let's combine our forces together, and maybe we can be a real deck all of a sudden. We can be a real deck again. So, and this deck, for sure, because it has so many of these 1-drops, very important 1-drops, right? Like, you want the Lantern of Insight, you want the Codex Shredder. It's probably going to want Urza Saga, as people are mentioning here in chat. Where is it? Yeah, do you think, does Lantern Control make a comeback with the new Urza Saga? I don't think the old Lantern Control deck by itself makes a comeback, but this deck can certainly get like an extra boost, and it's like almost like a free boost in my opinion. It's pretty free. And it wouldn't be bad even later in the game, because you can like make artifacts turn after turn and then use them later for Word of Invention. Anyway, looks like a real deck to me. I mean, we see some consistent success. This is solid. And recent too. I mean, this is just a month ago. Or sorry, 2 months ago. This person's already been on a tear. Anyway, I guess this is a deck we should be paying attention to. But now if anyone asks me about Lantern Control, I'll just direct them to this. I mean, that's the closest thing, and it's winning. You know, it also helps. The format slowed down a lot. We got these Bring to Light decks, both Niv Mizzet and the Scape Shift deck. So if they don't win immediately, you can just control the top of their deck. Maybe the Scape Shift one is harder. Well, I guess so long as you get rid of the Valakut, there's no problem, because after that you can just give them infinite lands. But I think that's the issue, is that maybe right now the metagame is in a good spot for this stuff. It's actually getting slow. Like format's slowing down. It's sped up by a lot, and people are like, okay, we're hammering out all the removal now, getting the tons of removal out. I'm gonna deal with all this stuff the old-fashioned way. What are the chances of Vindicate printed in Modern Horizons 2? I don't know. There's a chance. It's greater than 0%. We'll just say that. Greater than 0%. Callan Alexander, is it just me? Or is Wizards of the Coast focusing too heavily on the EDH community and overhyping the format by giving them all the preview cards for formats not meant for the EDH/Commander format? Well, the deal is, here's the truth. Like, 85% of players are Commander players. That's what's paying the bills out there. Magic is Commander. You know, in like 10 years, people like, do you play Magic the Gathering? I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Do you play? Do you play Commander? Oh yeah, I know what that is. So eventually, I mean, that is just going to be basically what Magic is. It's going to be Commander, and then it's going to have its, you know, the little baby brother, the competitive form of Magic with its standard and modern and historic. Oh, they're so cute over there. But that's basically how it is. And if they want to sell the set, then they're going to sell it to the Commander players. The Commander players, they dish out the money. Hey, admit it. Well, how many booster boxes do all you people buy? Come on, admit it. What do you... I don't buy shit. I buy singles. I buy singles from FusionGamingOnline.com. More about that later. But I don't buy boxes. I think I've bought like one box in my entire life. Maybe two. For the most part, the people who buy the boxes are these Commander players. They're the ones like, we're gonna spend the money on the box. I want to hope to crack open that delicious what is it, Dakon Blackblade? I don't know the names of these things. But then when you move into competitive Magic, you don't want to buy the boxes. It's a complete waste of money. The odds of you getting what you want is like basically zilch. You're just better off just getting the singles. Spencer Ward says, I'm a whale. I buy reserve list to balance all the sealed I crack. All right, so there's still some people out there. I pre-ordered my first box with Modern Horizons 2. Always watched to try at least once. But are you going to like sit on it, or are you going to open it? 4 boxes per set. I like cracking packs. All right, maybe I'm wrong. I think there's a lot of competitive players that they don't like to they don't buy the boxes. It's just a very expensive way to build their decks. But maybe you guys are proving me wrong. Maybe we deserve more spoilers. Look, they buy the stuff. Well, Welton Vosh says, I buy one box from every set, but just for drafting. But that's fine. That's totally fine, as long as you buy the boxes. Got Thomas Penny says, only buy the singles. Kellen says, only buy the singles. It's a little mixed. I thought it'd be more heavy. I thought it'd be more heavy into the singles market. Man, I don't bash Commander, but I really just can't get into it. Anyone else in the same boat as me? Well, it depends on the group. You need the right group. I mean, it's like a funsy thing with your friends. And depending on your friends and depending on the group that you make and how you want to play Commander, it can be interesting or it could be lame. I have a semi-competitive group of friends. So when we play Commander, we like to play with some harsher rules. We play with some harsher rules. What is the house rule that we have? We can resign at any moment to screw over somebody else. So like if you try to steal our permanent, we could remove that permanent from them by resigning at the right moment. So so that if you steal somebody's permanent, you got to be careful who you attack, because you know what's stopping you from resigning at any moment. Apparently this is like frowned upon. From what I hear, it's frowned upon within the Commander community. But like from our perspective, like this is just part of the game. You gonna force someone for social reasons to like keep playing the game? No, you should. If you know you're dead and you're effectively dead and you want to like get payback against the person that like took you out, you can resign, take their cards from them, put them in a vulnerable state so that it just becomes part of the game. You be careful what you do with that stolen I don't know, stolen artifact or creature. Don't be aiming it at me if you want to keep it around on the board long enough. Okay, we got Racing Tug with the super chat. Thank you very much for the super chat. $39 to get all popper I need from Strix. Shrug, you see? As competitive players, well, some of us seem to buy the boxes, which is good. But I think the point is a lot of the Commander players, they love buying the boxes. So they are, I don't mind them putting more weight of their marketing into the Commander. I get it. I get the game here. I understand Wizards of the Coast. I understand the mastermind of CEO Wizards of the Coast, Chris Cox. He's making the big bucks for Wizards of the Coast and for Hasbro. Hasbro sinking like a ship, staying afloat thanks to Chris Cox. He's got the money-making ideas. And he said, we're going to milk Commander players. I understand. I get it. But still, show a little respect to the modern players. That's all I'm saying. Just give a little something. Give a little something. Because I saw the whole list of streamers or content creators getting preview cards. I'm like, I don't see many dedicated modern players here. And by not many, I mean none. How much of an advantage do fetch lands really give, and how many should you play? You get a very small advantage. Depending on the deck, you might get more of an advantage. Like Death Shadow wants fetch lands because you lose life through the fetch land. And you can find more fetch lands to lose even more life. So that has some very strategic significance. But it really depends on the deck. I really can't give you like how many lands you should be playing. Sometimes you should play more. Sometimes you should play less. It really depends on the archetype. I wouldn't say... honestly, though, the fetch lands are not that big of an advantage. I'd say when you go 3 colors or more, it becomes more important. But 2 colors, you can get away with less fetch lands. Although I have to say that the less fetch lands you have, the more... generally speaking, the more vulnerable you are to Blood Moon. Because at least fetch lands give you the strategic option of getting a basic land. So when Blood Moon is very strong in the metagame, fetch lands are just better than having a random mana base. Fetch lands are good because of graveyard, shuffle, and landfall. It's got a lot of niche things. Jacob Stiller, what do you think about Modern Horizons 1 reprints being in Modern Horizons 2 collector booster boxes in the old border? Confirmed? Yes, I think it's cool. I like the old border stuff. Frankly, I like the old border, period. I don't really like a lot of the new border things. I think that they should make another template and get something in between the old stuff and the new stuff. There's some things that the newer cards do well, but I think the fact that the white text in the name pops out from the background so much better is really appealing. And sure, I heard like there's a problem with, the white text on the white cards, but whatever, give it a stronger shadow. I don't know. Give it a stronger shadow. Chemical Death. How much of an advantage you fetch? Oh, I already answered this. Sorry about that. Old border fetches are confirmed for draft boosters in Modern Horizons 2. I think. Someone answered this question. I don't know. Probably. The MTG Ectoplasm 0, only singles. Get a box every set at least. You get boxes to draft and play with them. So cards and play. Maybe Wizards then should absolutely be giving us more preview cards. Maybe we just don't buy as... It could be a thing that we spend less of our money on boxes. It could be an issue. And the Commander players play more, but I'm polling you guys. Seems like, we like to play our Modern, we like to play Pauper, but we like to play Standard and Legacy. We also buy boxes. Interesting stuff. Alvin John Ventura, what kind of impact would True Name Nemesis bring to Modern Merfolk if it was printed in Modern Horizons 2? It might be negative, to be honest. If they reprint True Name Nemesis, then... Okay, so here's the deal. All right, everyone. Let's say True Name Nemesis has taken over the metagame. How do we beat it? How do you beat a True Name Nemesis? What would you do to beat a True Name Nemesis out there? First thing I'm thinking of is Plague Engineer. So first off, we're not going to be the only deck playing True Name Nemesis. Stoneblade's going to play it. Maybe the Shardless deck is going to play it. There's going to be other True Name Nemesis decks out there. Is it going to be a pain in the ass to fight through? Yes. But there are the answers. So the very first thing is people are going to bring in Plague Engineer. Another one is Liliana the Veil, so that you kill off all the other creatures. Merfolk generally just has like one creature out against attrition-based decks anyway, and then they and then you just edict it away. So edicts also, just like Jacob says here, sack effects work really well. Kolaghan's Return actually will no, it won't. It's damage. You're not gonna Kolaghan's Command will not. I actually thought this was. I thought you said Kolaghan's Command, in which case I guess that doesn't. I was thinking you want to discard it from their hand, but that doesn't really. I don't know, not very great. Damage effects doesn't deal when you have protection for everything. Anything dealt damage, people. Protection from damage. It's interesting. A lot of people have never seen True Name. Didn't know what protection from everything is. Kai's Gal will work. Sweepers. So still Supreme Verdict. Supreme Verdict will still work. Well, Legacy plays a lot of removal. Like, Legacy has True Name Nemesis down. Like, they're not afraid of True Name Nemesis. There are answers out there. O-Stone, Ugin, Annihilator. Just attack with Emrakul, make you discard sack everything. Golgari Charm, although that's old tech. Oh man, that's old tech there. 4 Toughness Wall. No, well, you can't block. I was excited for a second for 4 Toughness Walls. Council's Judgment, if that's going to show up. We don't have the access to that card yet. In Legacy, you have Toxic Deluge, but they also have a Plague Engineer. Now, the point is, Ensnaring Bridge actually is legit, totally legit way of answering True Name Nemesis. And the point is that this card actually is not that great. It's like, if you want to beat it, you can, and that's the point. Comes out at 3 mana. It's not threatening to win the game or anything like that on the spot. So if we're printed, the answers are there. People are scared of this thing for no reason. Sell the Wreckage actually works too. Sell the Wreckage would work. But the answer, the Dead of Winter is actually legit. Languish. There's a little bit of Languish in Modern. So, yeah, Terminus, Supreme Verdict. So, as you see, like, this is not an invincible card. If for some reason, a lot of people are going to play it, which they will, there's going to be a lot of backlash against it. So, here's the deal. Do I want that backlash? Do I want a format that's filled with Plague Engineers and making my creature and a bunch of sweepers? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure about that. So that's my problem. That's my problem with True Name Nemesis. Like, it's not going to help just Merfolk. It's going to help a bunch of other decks that want to use this card. Format will warp it. It's like removal package to beat it, and then it's just a 3-mana creature that can die. It's like basically anything. Anyway, that's because that's how it was in Legacy. Like, True Name Nemesis did not overpower Legacy whatsoever. It did on, like, I don't know, the first month, and then people are like, hey, what if we just use sacrifice effects and sweepers and edicts? And then it didn't matter. It didn't matter. You think the price of fetch will drop with the reprint? Yes, but not enough. I don't think it's going to drop to the extent where you think, like, the cards are really cheap. The time to buy fetch lands were, like, 3 months ago. If you bought them 3 months ago, you would have got them cheaper than after they reprint the fetch lands. Yeah, do we have an R&D update yet? Let's try this, people. Let's refresh. 3, 2, 1. Hey! Nothing. Still no good. Maybe we won't know until tomorrow. When the when I put it. When well, like they might announce it like at 12 o'clock or something, lunchtime. Anyway, you know what time it is, people? It's deck list review time. So this is the moment. Go get your deck lists. Submit them to me. You go into my description. In my description, there is a link to my Discord. In my Discord, go to the channel deck list review, and then submit your deck list with the command ! review deck space, give the URL to your deck list, and you'll be eligible at random. At random, I'm going to pick you people at random to be shown for deck list review. Buy from card market, European prices much lower. Well, it's like TCG player. It depends. I don't know, though, because a lot of the time, Spell Remastered reprints dropped a ton, and the original printings are still way up, like Sliver Legion. And the original printings are still way up. Yeah, but that's fine. Original printings, no problem. Yeah, how about that Merfolk God? But we gotta wait and see what it is. Like, if it's a 7-mana commander, I mean, it's useless to me. Oh, well, we don't know anything else outside of that. So, I mean, I'm hyped for it, but that's about it. All right, let's get into our sponsors. Do people love sponsors? You like hearing about places to purchase cards and stuff like that? Well, I know somewhere. Where is that place, people? That's right, FusionGamingOnline.com. Deal of the week this week, 15% off all Mirage, Visions, and Weatherlight singles. Visions, the original place, the original Quicksand came from Visions. I love Quicksand. That's an oldie. I used to have Visions Quicksand. Where's the Vision? There is the Visions Quicksand. One left in stock. That is a vintage Quicksand. Add a colorless mana to your mana pool. Sacrifice Quicksand. Target attacking creature without flying. Gets -2, -1/-2 till end of turn. That thing used to kill things back in the day. You want to attack into my Quicksand? You can tap for mana. Help cast a Force of Will for 5 mana. It could do those things. Anyway, 15% off all that stuff. But if 15% off, somehow that wasn't enough for you. Get an extra 5% off. Use coupon code Nikachu at checkout. Supports the channel. Also helps support yourself. Who doesn't want a better deal? Also, you can get Modern Horizons 2 preview singles and sealed product as they get previewed. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place to rent Magic cards online. Definitely the place. You want a competitive edge? You want to play the best deck from week in and week out? Every single day? You just want to switch to the best damn thing? Don't buy into decks because you never know when a card is going to get banned. You never know when the meta is going to shift. As the meta shifts, you just borrow a different deck with Mana Traders. You can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 15% off the first 2 months using my coupon code Nikachu. Mana Traders is good stuff. I better go get my Oh, what happened to Oboro? I haven't looked at that card in a while. Off to MTG stocks. I have like an extra foil Oboro because I had like a foil English one, and then I was gonna sell it at a GP, but they gave me like a $70 price, and I'm I could get a better price later. Glad I didn't sell it. I also have a Chinese one. Woo! Woo! We're not even looking at the foil one yet. Woo! Holy crap! $70 for Oboro. Woo! What happened? We're going to the moon. Screw Dogecoin. Dogecoin is nothing. Oboro. Get out of cryptocurrencies, people. That's not where the money is. The money is in foil Oboros. Wonder what the Japanese one is. It's got to be like 10 grand or something. Oh man, the theory to MTG finance has changed. I'm sure it's just inflate. I'm sure this is not real. I don't know what the real price to this thing is, but like, so maybe this is the real price around here, but that's still over $1,000. That's still over $1,000. This is, yeah, Oboro coin to the moon. Diamond hands! I had diamond hands. I could have sold my foil Oboro to some vendor for $70. I said, I'm holding on. Diamond hands. All right, let's go look at some deck lists. I'm in the mood to look at some deck lists. Let's check this out. Good luck, everyone. Dingus Mingus Spicy Modern Horizons 2 brew. All right, let's look at this Spicy Modern Horizons 2 brew. By the way, I love this Pokemon music. This is going to be my new theme song, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know how everyone else feels about it. Apparently, it's like the Sun and Moon Apparel Shop. Never played the game. Wet Jund. That sounds naughty. Okay, we got Tom McGriff. We got some Tom McGriffs. We have Leovold, assuming this thing is true. Good idea. Shardless Agent, Bloodbraid Elf. Ooh, you're really going big here. So this is 4-color Jund, right? Because we have green, red, blue, black. It's green, red, blue, black deck. I understand the Wet Jund part now. Wrenn and 6, Liliana the Veil, Ancestral Vision, Inquisition, Lightning Bolt, Abrupt Decay. Probably this should be Assassin's Trophy. Not gonna lie, like... blowing up lands in Modern is very important between Valakut the Molten Pinnacle, the Eldrazi Tron, and just dealing with any permanent in general. Like, Abrupt Decay might not get the job done. Like, if your opponent plays Niv Mizzet, you might need to kill them that turn instead of going wide. Like, Abrupt Decay can't target it, right? Well, Counterspell's not great in a deck with Cascade, because you Cascade into a Counterspell, and that's useless. I want to counter my spell on the stack. Well, you'll opt not to, but... let's see. Mana base. Mana base should probably be heavier on fetches. Well, you do have the Zeg. You probably should have another Triome in here. Is there not another Triome you can use? Blackleaf Cliffs is fine. I feel like there should be another Triome. But I don't know all the Triomes available, so maybe there is nothing. But anyway, I think there should be another Triome to help the mana. And you probably just take out, I don't know, an Overgrown Tomb or Watery Grave or something like that. Nihil Spellbomb, Cleansing Wildfire, Collective Brutality, Unravel the Ether, Ashiok Dream Render. No. I mean, at the very least, you should just play, instead of Electrolyze, you could play Prismari Command, maybe. It acts like a Kolaghan's Command. I don't think Electrolyze is worth it. This is not the value that it used to be. You're going to, like, tickle a creature and draw a card for the most part. It just doesn't kill anything. Like, what does 2 damage do today in Modern? Like, what does it even do? Kill someone's Shardless Agent? Maybe you're preparing for the meta that's going to be in the future. There's going to be tons of Shardless Agents. They're going to be everywhere. So anyway, Electrolyze should be something else. You could consider Kolaghan's Command, Prismari Command. There's a lot of options, you know what I mean? Maybe Plague Engineer. There's a lot of good stuff out there. I mean, Plague Engineer might not be well positioned right now. No tribal decks to like hunt down, but you get what I mean. There's like, just replace this with something else. So, see, the most important thing in this deck is that you get Ancestral Inquisition of Kozilek off on turn 1. Now, here's another thing. You also want to get Ancestral Vision on turn 1. Do you have the mana base for that? And that's why I think you should be heavier on fetches. Like, you should be pretty heavy on fetch lands. You don't have a... Steam Vents cannot... Okay, Steam Vents can be retrieved by Bloodstained Mire. Converted Catacombs can get a Watery Grave. So you have 1, 2, 6, 7, 11. You can't cast Ancestral Vision by turn 1. I think you need to adjust your mana base. Like, maybe Blackleaf Cliffs needs to be... I don't know, maybe you need more fetch lands. Maybe Blackleaf Cliffs is just not right for this deck, and you play with more fetch lands. Or one less Watery... No, you have to keep the Watery Grave. One less... Because the Zagoth Triome doesn't count. Because this card sucks as, like, a turn 6, draw 3, you know what I mean? Yeah, Blackleaf Cliff should be bluer. Maybe... Do we need red so much? Red is a splash here, right? Like, red is the splash. Well, so is blue. But you don't need red on turn 1. Maybe Blackleaf Cliff should be, what's it called? Dark Slick Shores. That actually would work. You get behind that, actually. You could go turn 1 Dark Slick Shores. And then how many red sources do we need? Because you don't need that many. You need like one. You need like, I don't know. I think you need 13 or 14 sources to get this thing out by turn 2, which isn't even that necessary because you can play Tarmogoyf on turn 2. It's just that Ancestral Vision really sucks if you don't play this on turn 1. It really sucks. So we have 1, 2, 6, 7, 11, 12. Oh, well, this is where the other Triome. Get a red Triome in here, replacing a Watery Grave or something. And also, you could keep 1 Blackleaf Cliffs, I guess. You just need 3 Darkslick Shores. I think you need at least 14 black sources. Sorry, blue sources. Would the new Brainstone be good in a Cascade deck? Nope. 2 mana efficient. Sorry, 2 mana inefficient. I'll tell you what, if you want to foil Ouroboros so badly, you can have mine for $3,000. That is a good deal. You want your Ouroboros so badly, you'll find people that'll sell it to you. They'll even give you a deal. They'll give you $200 off for $2,800. Ketria Triome? Yeah, totally. I think one more of these. And it's not unheard of that you like start the game off with a Triome and do nothing on turn 1, you know what I mean? Like there are things. Oh, but there's a problem with Lightning Bolt in the same deck. So to some extent you do want, how much red do we? 1, 2, 6, 7, 11. I see the problem here. So maybe these just have to be fetch lands. Maybe this is not a Blackleaf Cliffs deck as much as you want it to be. I know this mana base is going to be painful, but like, or you have to go skimp on the. No, I think you want Double Swamp for your Liliana the Veil. Like, if only this was Legacy, where it was just easy. You just play a bunch of fetch lands and a bunch of dual lands and call it a day. I will say, what makes it difficult is you're playing a 4-color deck. Like, you're playing Now, the other solution is get rid of Ancestral Vision, and this Shardless Agent will still be good value in this deck. And that'll make it a lot easier on your mana base, even though you're not playing with that many blue cards. I believe in Ancestral Vision, but I'm just saying you do, if you want turn 1 Lightning Bolt or turn 1 Ancestral Vision available. Oh yeah, you also need double black for him to Turok. Anyway, the point is you need a mana base for it as well. So you gotta, and I think that maybe the easiest way to do that is you just load it with a bunch of fetches. It's going to be painful. Be prepared. It's going to be a bit of a painful mana base, but you got to do what you got to do. I mean, you can save some life by fetching out basics here and there, but that's the problem you have to solve. So either you can load on more fetch lands or get creative and find some other solution. Just letting you know, you basically need 14 of any particular color by turn 1. Give you some reliability of getting available. So you want 14 red sources, 14 blue sources, and also 14 black sources at the same time for Inquisition of Kozilek. What the fuck? Oh, this is a hypothetical deck. So these are potentially leaked, rumored cards. We don't know about these yet. So yeah, don't get too excited. Like, this might not actually happen. Shardless Agent looks like it's a lock, though. It's gonna come. Someone with a very reliable track record predicted Shardless Agent and Counterspell. Counterspell's in the set, so it looks like Shardless Agent will be as well. Him to Turok and Leovold, no, we're not so clear on that one. Yeah, this is just a speculation deck list. Anyway, I'm gonna thank you very much for submitting the deck list. I hope some of that was some useful feedback. I think Crashing Footfalls is a little too clunky, too slow. Not a big payoff for an archetype like this. I've been working on a Modern Humans green, white, blue, ultra budget deck. Do you think any of the sleeper/cheap human deck cards that not many people know about can be good for Modern? I mean, you gotta let me know what these sleeper cards are. But for the most part, I think the better cards are the cards that we already know about. Like, that's why the Humans is Humans, because they play Thou's Lieutenant, Champion of the Parish, stuff like that. Okay, Numb Pain, come on. I'm giving you a chance here. Okay, I don't see it. Go on, we're going to move on with the show. Jaybird. Looks like Jeskai Wizards in Modern. Jaybird, congratulations. Next contestant on Decklist review. We got Modern Jeskai. American Wizards. We got Cloudkin Seer. 3 mana. Enters the battlefield, draw a card. It's not a terrible card, honestly. 3 mana, draw a card. And it's like a decent power. Like, yeah, it's vulnerable, whatever, but you drew a card out of it anyway. So if you can control the board very well, I mean, this is a powerhouse for card draw. Elemental Wizard. Interesting. Like, this card is better. I didn't know this card existed. You know, I'm thinking of... honestly, there's a lot of decks where I want to play with something like... what's it called? Wishful Selkie? Probably spelling Selkie wrong. No, it's... Wistful. I'm like, but I just can't cast this damn card. And I don't even know if the... like, I just want card draw, damn it. Anyway, I didn't know this card existed. Interesting. So we got Frost Trickster. ETB, tap target creature an opponent controls. That creature doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. Merfolk Trickster, Naban, Dean of Iteration, Perforos. Whoa! That came out of nowhere. Reflector Mage, Thassa Deep Dwelling, Viashino Pyromancer, Watcher for Tomorrow. This is a pretty good wizard card. I don't know how coherent this deck is, though. 4 Lightning Bolt, 4 Ether Vial, Deputy of Detention, Dovin's Veto, Lightning Helix, Relic of Progenitus. Okay, so my first question is, how do you interact with, like, you know, combo decks? Like, my issue with this deck, when I look at this, is it's... like, I know what you're trying to do. You want to double the triggers with the ban. Okay, let's see what message you have here. Copy to deck. All right, well, that doesn't give us a whole lot to work on. It doesn't interact well against any deck that's trying to interact, like, how do I put it? Like, it definitely has no defense versus combo. I think it has very weak defense versus other aggro decks. Naban is okay. Naban is okay. Meddling Mage is a very overrated card. You need some way of seeing your opponent's hand to make really good use out of this card. Trying to think, what is the best way to stay in the wizard? We don't even have... do we have any 1-drops? There is almost no 1-drops. No, we have the Bolt. Okay, can you even cast Bolt? So we have Mountain, Seachrome Coast, Spire Bluffs. So we have Steam Vents, so... this can get Steam Vents, so 6, 7, 9, we don't even have... we only have 13 red sources. I would bump that up to... we gotta play like another fetch land instead of Hollow Fountain or something. We need to bump that up to 14, so you at least have Lightning Bolt on turn 1. Otherwise, there's no point in having Lightning Bolt in your deck. In fact, I think this deck is so dependent on having this on turn 1 that I might even want to have 15 red sources, because otherwise your deck could get really clunky really fast. Cavernous Souls is okay, depending on the sideboard, because when you're playing with stuff like Dovin's Veto, you need actual mana. Same thing with Lightning Helix. Also, the sideboard is not good. Like, these are not sideboard cards. They're just very, very weak interactive cards. Now, Dovin's Veto is fine. I'm going to say Dovin's Veto is fine. Deputy of Detention, it can be okay. Lightning Helix should be replaced. Like, it's... maybe this is fine versus Prowess, but I have a feeling there could be something better. What about the Wizard counterspell? I think it's just clunky. It's just clunky. You need the Wizard in play. It's generally a 3-mana counterspell. It's okay. I mean, you could have it instead of Dovin's Veto. Is Void Mage... Actually, it is. Void Mage Prodigy is legal, but it's hard to use. Cloudkin not affected by Naban. Is there a draw? What are you talking about? Yeah, Naban will double this. Flying. When Cloudkin Seer enters the battlefield, draw a card. If a wizard entering the battlefield under your control causes a triggered ability or of a permanent you control to trigger, it triggers an additional time. So you'll draw 2 cards. You'll tap 2 things. You'll tap 2 things down with Frost Trickster. Sorry, you'll tap 2 things down. You'll tap 2 things down with Merfolk Trickster. I'm just wondering, do you like really need the red in here? I don't think it's worth it. I think you should dump the red. This is a very weak reason to have red in this deck. Viashino, Pyromancer, and Perfros. Even your sideboard isn't very red. You just have Lightning Helix. I would dump the red. I would take out Lightning Bolt and play something else. Like, probably Path to Exile is good enough. Patron Wizard is not legal. Skyclave instead of Deputy? Great idea, actually. Yeah, Skyclave Apparition would be... Oh, but is it a... It's not a wizard. Just a spirit. Probably it's still worth it. Like, if we go Azorius, I think it should be Azorius, because there's not enough reason to go red for Lightning Bolt. Even though it's not... doesn't have the synergy with Naban, Skyclave Apparition would be better. I don't believe in Spellskite, because Spellskite will just die. Stony Brook Banneret is just a bit too dirtily. Biomancer is a wizard, actually. Avalanche Riders if you really want it. But I don't think we need to. But what are some good wizards at 1 mana? I don't think there are any. Except for... I think the best wizard I can think of is... the Storm... Not Storm Chaser. Storm Chaser? Something Siren. Maybe it is Storm Chaser Siren. Or it was Siren Storm Chaser. But I don't know. I think that's still too weak for this deck. Well, Grim Lavamancer is a great card, but we don't have very good ways of getting cards into the graveyard. Yeah, so this deck is very slow, so it needs to interact. Oh, Unsettled Mariner is not a bad idea. Gives you a little bit of protection. Maybe that could be in the place of Viashino Pyromancer. Because this is not that great of a creature. It's like not that important. Instead of Perfros, God of the Forge, you can play another god if you want. Play maybe a second copy of Thassa Deep Dwelling if you want. Because it can blink. And like you got some synergy there with Thassa Deep Dwelling, but there's not really any synergy with Perfros. Nah, Mirror Entity is too mana intensive. I'm not a fan of Mirror Entity at all. That card sees no play in Modern for a reason. It's because you don't have time to like pump up your whole board. Clever Lumimancer requires that you play with spells, not creatures. This is a heavy creature-based deck. So instead of Fish, I highly recommend going Azorius. There is not a good reason to go Lightning Bolt. Your mana is a bit jank. Probably Deputy of Detention should be Skyclave Apparition. Replace the Perfros with another Thassa Deep Dwelling for more of that blinking synergy. Replace Viashino Pyromancer with Meddling Mage, not Meddling Mage, Unsettled Mariner. And Lightning Helix, not sure what we should replace this with. Maybe some copies of Wizard's Retort. You have it available. Anyway, thanks for submitting the deck list. I hope that was some useful feedback. And that's going to be it for Coffee and MTG. So, as usual, if you want to see the replay, go check it out at Nikachu MTG Streams, my alternate YouTube channel. If I didn't get to your comments, questions, or deck list, hey, don't worry, we do this Monday to Friday, 9 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. Be there or be square. One day, I will get to those comments and questions and deck lists. If you want to support Coffee and MTG and you don't already, you can always leave a sub at twitch.tv. You could also go to patreon.com, or you could hit the join button on YouTube. It's all good stuff. And I'd love to thank everybody for showing up today. Without all of you, hold on, maybe before we go, one more chance. Do we have historic news or not? No, we got nothing. We gotta wait. We're gonna talk about the historic bannings tomorrow. Gotta thank everyone for showing up today, being here. For Coffee and MTG, without all of you, we'd have no conversation. I'd be just talking to myself. We wouldn't be able to talk about Oboro being $3,000. Sell your Oboros into the hype, people. Not financial advice, but I'm pretty sure you'll be happy about it. So keep brewing up those coffees, and we'll keep brewing up magic. I'll see you all next time.